Alrighty, I think we're live. I'm gonna wait for the stream to catch up, and then we should be good to go. Alright, cool. We're ready. So, let me see, what do we got? Yeah, we're good, we're live. The audio's working. Alright. So, WWDC actually happened. It had quite a bit of good features, and I want to talk to you guys about a little bit of everything, essentially a recap. Let's start with iOS 15. iOS 15 now comes with recommended stacks. Basically what happens is it'll recommend you widgets based off your use. For example, say you eat every morning at Starbucks and Starbucks has a widget, and you go and you order the same thing. It'll tell you, would you like to add this widget to your stacks so that you can be able to essentially order your meal by tapping on the widget, so that way it makes your tasks a little bit easier. So that's pretty cool, right? Well, you may think smart widgets, right? Interactive widgets? Nope. That didn't happen, unfortunately. That's kind of a bit of a disappointment, but you know what? Maybe next year, Apple. Please don't disappoint. iOS 16, that's going to be hopefully a big release. I think this year is kind of an S year when it comes to software. So besides that, on iOS 15, we also got Facetime improvements. So now you can share media with others, such as video playback. You can be able to watch a TV show or movie with your friends. You can also be able to share, say, a drawing board and draw on the same canvas in a group FaceTime call. Group FaceTime calls now have a layout, kind of a grid layout, so that you don't have to deal with the floating bubble situation, which is kind of annoying. Besides that, let's see, what else did we get? Oh, Siri now works offline, so that's pretty cool. The next thing I will mention is, let's see, what else did we get? Oh, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, we got new Safari Redesign. So the bar, the tab bar where you essentially click to go to a new web page, the navigation bar is basically on the bottom now. Kind of an interesting take on Safari. I don't know why they redesigned it, but it looks a little more futuristic. The next thing is iMessages. With iMessages, you can now improve mentions. Mentions have been improved so that if somebody sends you an article or a music track or something, you can actually save it for later, and you can kind of go back to it and tell the person you're going back to it now. So a little bit more of a social media aspect when it comes to iMessages. FaceTime now works on Android, Windows, and the web. So this means that you can send a link and anybody with any platform can join the FaceTime call. Also, FaceTime now has stereo audio. So what's it called? I forget what it's called when it's part of Dolby Atmos. It's basically when you move your head around. Spatial audio. There you go. It basically has spatial audio in FaceTime, so if the person's on the left or on the right part of the screen, you'll hear them relatively to their location. I mean, I see where this can come in handy. The iPhone and iPad microphones are fairly spatial aware, so that's pretty cool. Accessibility-wise, I was messing with it on my phone, and I have to wait for some release notes to figure out what's going on there accessibility-wise. So far, one thing that is definitely helpful for those who are hard of hearing is that you can now, if you have AirPods, you can remove background noise and focus on the people talking around you or next to you. So that way you have less trouble hearing them and the background noise gets cut off. So this works for people with hearing impairments who have AirPods, and I imagine supported hearing aids as well. When it comes to this feature, this removing background noise, FaceTime has a branch off this where you can basically remove background noise and focus on the person's voice, or you can focus on the background noise and essentially have a kind of spatial aware audio, so that the person, say you're FaceTiming somebody at a concert, they can listen to the concert in spatial audio and feel like they're there with you. It's kind of cool. iPadOS, now you get widgets on the home screen. So why wasn't this there last year? Who knows? I'm a developer and I understand that sometimes things may not seem as simple. Maybe it wasn't optimized for the iPad just yet. So we have it this year, and we get the stacks just like we do on the iPhone and the individual widgets. But now there's a new extra large size for the iPad, so that it expands more the width of the iPad, so that you can essentially have more information and take advantage of the larger iPad screen. So weather. So as you know, Apple bought Dark Sky about a year or two ago, and they discontinued the API for public use. This means that now they're taking advantage of the Public Sky API and basically adding all the Dark Sky features into the weather app. So this includes detecting specific weather conditions on a map, and you can tell if it's going to rain at a specific accurate location. And it's kind of crazy how accurate Dark Sky is. I've used the Android app and the iOS app before iOS was removed. I still have it on Android, but you can't really update it. But it works, and Dark Sky is really accurate. You actually had to pay for Dark Sky a while ago, and it was a really, really cool app, and now it's integrated into the Apple Weather app, and it's a proprietary Apple software now. So that's really cool that Apple bought Dark Sky. Lots of advantages there. There's some map integrations as well for some weather condition determining if it's going to rain ahead of traffic, and it kind of helps with estimating your ETA. So that's nice. There is some turn-by-turn directions for walking directions, so you now get an AR map. So with this AR map, essentially you can see exactly where your destination is. So kind of like how Google Maps announced this about a year ago, Apple now has this in Apple Maps. A lot of AR focus in the Maps app, which is really cool. They did kind of redefine the UI for a lot of things. It's kind of a sharpen up for the UI. So they did some features with the lanes, the road lanes look a little bit better, and it just overall kind of brush up on what the UI, kind of a facelift. The weather app did get a little bit of facelift as well. Such as the environment, what's it called? The environment where the environment is basically clean or not clean. There's a name for this in the app. Basically, if your environment is dirty or clean, your air quality, that's what it. Yeah, your air quality, is it clean or is it dirty? It'll basically tell you in the previous, so it'll actually tell you that for each day. So you can now see how the air quality is going to be for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. It's kind of like, it got like a little line. A little color line you can kind of tell there. So that's interesting. The next thing is macOS. macOS has an interesting name. It still doesn't exactly ring a bell. I have to kind of think about it. It's macOS Monterey. Interesting. I have seen a few suggestions of that. That is a place in California. So Apple is sticking to its California-based name locations. So whoever said Monterey, there was one show where somebody did say Monterey, and one of the guys from 95 Mac, I think it was. They said it was going to probably be Monterey. They said it, and you know what? Shout out to you. You got it right. HomePod, possibly. Apple mentioned HomePod, and so essentially Siri getting extensions, so third-party access to Siri with a HomePod. So I'll probably be making some stuff for that. I'm excited for that. That's going to be really cool. So you'll be able to order Domino's from your HomePod and all sorts of stuff, possibly. We'll see how and when we get access to a lot of those SDKs for developers. Anyway, I'm going to switch back to talking English tech, because you know what? I start talking coding, and coding doesn't sound like English when you get into the depths of it, so I'm going to keep it to the surface. But anyway, what all that jargon means that I just said is basically you may get third-party stuff with your HomePod. The other thing is, okay, so you now get this weird feature between iPadOS and macOS, and between Macs as well, where you can share a keyboard and mouse. So basically, you can drag and drop things between your devices. If you have an iPad next to a Mac or two Macs next to each other, you can basically drag and drop files between them. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I see myself using it, honestly. I don't know though. My work laptop and my personal are on different iCloud accounts, so I don't know how that would work. We'll have to do a video on that at some point. Anyway, that is basically the gist of the most important things. WatchOS, kind of underwhelming. We got the Breathe app got a little bit of facelift, so oh yeah, you can think of nice things to relax and think of something nice for 60 seconds and things like that. Also, a lot of more health monitoring. So this is general for health. So Apple now lets you monitor elders' health if they grant you permission. So you can monitor your grandparents and elders' health. So that way, if their heart rate goes up or any situation like that, that's really cool. So a lot of health focus. They had some doctors talk on there, and oh, we give you these papers with all this information, and we expect you to know how to live your life. No, so now you can integrate Health Kit with your doctors, and you can basically understand how to improve your health thanks to the health app. So I don't know, it was lots of. I was working while watching the videos, so there was certain points where I couldn't fully pay attention, but from what I understood in the recap, basically we are getting some health suggestions and lifestyle improvements in the health app. Okay, this is a developer focused thing, but you can now write apps and release them to the App Store on the iPad. This doesn't mean full Xcode. This basically means you have the bare minimum to write an app and release it to the App Store. Granted, you won't have as much functionality as you would with full Xcode, but it's okay. You can leave your laptop at home and kind of continue editing your app on the iPad if you wish. So it's kind of a nice helper tool for your existing workflow on the iPad, so that's nice. So the next thing is announce notifications. So just like announced messages, you can now get announced notifications such as food delivery, certain notifications that you allow it to do. So that's really, really cool and useful. So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed this WWDC recap. Let's have a chat in the comments. Let me know what you liked about WWDC. Are you disappointed we didn't get any hardware this year? I was expecting not to get any hardware. As a developer, I wanted to be no hardware, and I think all developers agree that, you know what, we don't want hardware at WWDC. We want it to be software focused so that we can have a focus on developing stuff. If sorry about that. So if basically they don't focus on developer stuff, then there's more consumer focus. So they're focusing on developer stuff. It's a developer event. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. I'll keep you up to date on what we do next with WWDC recap.